Okay, let's look what we got going on here. Unfortunately, my battery died on the last video, so I was into the last video. I guess we'll just call it the first part. Was I was installing the beauty course, which is ridge shingles that we've cut in half, and we've run from one side back to the other side to the middle here. I installed the counter flashing, which is this piece of metal here. This piece of metal under it is the head wall. So this is a 4" by 5" piece of metal, this piece here. We've attached this with screws. These are a self-sealing screw. This is a soft brick. I did seal the back of the metal and then stick it to the wall and then put this center screw in. So it is glued to the wall and it's also mechanically fastened to the wall. Okay. What else? Okay, and then ran out of sealant right here, so I figured we'll just show how the counter flashing gets sealed at the top. So, like I said in the last video, you seal your components going all the way up, layering up your flashings and shingles. If you seal it in every single step that you can, you greatly reduce the opportunity to have a leak. And on a roof, wall abutments, anything that we would call a penetration. A penetration is any kind of pipe that comes up out of the roof. I guess you could call a chimney a penetration, though chimneys kind of act a little bit more like wall abutments. So we're going to use a Henry brand sealant. We were using Lexel, but I ran out, so I'm going to use this Henry. Again, clear silicone sealant. Okay, so this metal here is a counter flashing. I have this metal made. You can't get this metal like this design. I have it made this way. So it's got what they call a hem, where they fold the metal and then they put a bend on it, and I have them put the hem and the bend on the top and the bottom. I think it looks better, and it also makes this metal super rigid when you do that. But the point of the top edge here, folded out like this, is it creates a channel, and that channel you fill with sealant. So let's go this way. If you see a mortar joint, you want to definitely inject down into the mortar joint. And then I'll come back with my finger, with my special finger smoothing tool that I have on my body, and smooth this stuff into place. Smoothing it's going to do two things. One, it's going to seat it, like push it down, seat it into place, all right? And it's also going to look better. I mean, that looks pretty rough right now. Not that anybody's ever going to see it, but I'll see it in my dreams when I'm laying in bed at night, and it will drive me insane. All right, so you come back with your finger, you come back this way, smoothing it into place, and you can see when you're doing this, if you're paying attention, you can see if you end up with any kind of gaps in your sealant. And that's it. Counter flashing installed, sealed. I don't know if you can see this part right here, but I like to run, if I'm putting a corner of metal, if I'm putting metal on a corner, I don't like to bend that metal around the corner. I don't think it looks nice. And the way that I seal up my metals, I would rather have this piece of metal come out just a little past it. It's good for that anyway, just because it kicks snow and everything's going to kick out past that. But it also creates an inside corner, and an inside corner is very easy to seal. So you can seal that inside corner up. Again, when I put the metals on, before I put them on, I'm already putting sealant on the back sides of them. So if you look like here, this piece of metal on the flip side has sealant right there on the flip side, right? So water can't go around the corner there on me. It can't come this way. Even if it were to get past my seal channel that I've created here, I've already got a solid bead of sealant behind it right here. So water's not going to go anywhere. If it gets past that, then it's got to get past this, which has sealant behind it, and so on, all the way down. If you guys watch that first video, and we'll just connect these two up, even where the shingle touches the wall, we have sealant there. So we are doing, you know, everything that we can to prevent any kind of moisture from getting in there. And I live in Denver, Colorado, so it's not just rain. Rain is actually pretty easy, I think, to roof around. When you get into snow and ice, it gets a little bit trickier because, you know, the roof can be that steep and snow can build up on it and freeze, and then it can back in. So snow can actually go uphill. So that is wall mount flashing. So we did the head wall, the beauty course. We talked about step flashing on the side walls and the counter flashing that covers over. I mean, if there was siding on the wall, you wouldn't need this piece of metal here. You would simply put this piece of metal underneath something so that water coming down the wall can't go behind things. So thanks for watching, and we'll keep them coming.